Well, hello everyone, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the 2022 Preserve Championship out in Minnesota. As this is another one of our Elite Series stops of the Disc Golf Pro Tour at the Airborne Disc Golf Course. And again, we'd like to give a big thank you to our Patreon supporters who helped make this all possible. Also helping me make this coverage possible is Mr. Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
Doing well. Happy to be back out here for this back nine. We had a bit of mixed scores on the front. Paul Oman keeping it clean with the 4 down. The rest of the players mixing some bogeys in there, but Alden also able to get that 4 down.
Yeah, and you look at the overall leaderboard here. Ezra Aderhold shooting the hot round so far at 11 under par with Bradley Williams and Casey White, as well as Noah Five-Ash just in behind at 9 under par. So seeing some good scores already as we take a look at hole number 10, which is a daunting one, man.
Yeah, a small change from last year. The tee pad's a little bit farther back, but the basket is a little bit closer as well, making this much more difficult to land as close as you want to. 25 foot short of this basket is OB, so you want to push it long, but then if you do, you have a very scary comeback putt.
Yeah, it's definitely pick your poison, it feels like, on this hole.
And this is actually more about 333 than 375. I believe the 375 is to where the pin was last year.
Gotcha. As we'll see how Paul Oman wants to attack this one. Looks like maybe a mid or something. Playing it out wide. Yeah.
What a shot.
Yeah, like you were saying, any amount of stress you can take off the putt by getting close to the pin is a luxury on this hole.
Yeah, and Paul using that one angle shot to control that distance a little bit better rather than standing up something flat and keeping it high enough to get over there. He just put that disc on a hyzer, so when it landed, it stopped.
Man, that's a great shot.
Trying to hit the basket so it stops. He'll be tapping in his birdie with a great shot on this very difficult par 3 here, averaging over par 333 feet.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the scarier par 3s I feel like we have. I mean, like you said, you kind of push deep to play safe, but then it's a nightmare putt coming back.
Yeah, and Calvin pushes deep there playing safe. He's got a bit of a safer putt as he's gone far enough left that if he misses, he should still be in bounds long. Doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, I don't think missing was on the...
about missing, yeah.
Yeah, he put the pizza right in that oven, as he would say.
A nice rewind there. What a putt to get him to 4 under par for the round, starting off his back nine strong.
A little short, though, for Luke Samson.
Not quite able to back it up. Has that background in his head, left it a little bit low.
And Paul, though, close, able to knock his in, no problem. Alden Harris also here, well within circle one. So a great chance for him to connect on another birdie here and keep himself in that top 10 mix. Yeah, no problem.
So this one being the 3rd most difficult hole on the day today, with 36% birdie, 37% par, but 27% with bogey or above, and at least half of that 27% is double bogey or above. So that's where the difficulty on that one comes in. Hole 11 not getting any easier. The 2nd most difficult hole on the course, brand new this year. They've moved this tee pad over to the right. You've got a right-handed backhand hyzer off of this tee shot to get up and around. There's a couple bunkers and a little hill that you'd like to get over to have your approach shot, which has a little gap to hit.
Yeah, was this not the hole last year? It was like a 500 and something foot left to right moving shot that was just really tough. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Like it either took like a big backhand turnover or, well, if you were Eagle McMahon, you threw a scorcher beforehand and got there.
That's still the most ridiculous forehand I think I've ever seen. But yeah, it was just that tweener in between par 3, par 4, and now it is a fantastic par 4. Very
beautiful.
difficult. And just two needs 2 excellent shots. Paul got a great shot off. He's right at that little mound that I was talking about. He's going to have maybe 300, 330 into the green from there. Alden and Calvin struggling off of the tee, though. They're going to be scrambling for their pars.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the practice rounds I saw people were trying to, like, just push pretty straight kind of past that bunker to have the ideal position, but Luke also getting caught up there.
Yeah, I think I may have made the tee shot sound a little too easy from what these guys are showing us. They weren't quite able to get through that gap.
Yeah, definitely some tough lies here ahead of our feature card. Calvin doing the best that he could, and never feels good when you have to go to a forehand roller, and that one's just playing some zigzag golf.
Yeah, at least he's got some tall grass, and it slowed him down before he made it to the other side. But he's going to be a really long way away for his approach to try to get a par now.
Alden was kind of pinched off there as well, so just trying to make the best that he could out of the situation.
It looks like he may have gone a bit too overstable and might be a little pinched off on that left side. Going to have to do some more angles. And Luke seems to be a bit off on the nose angles today, sending that one up in the air again.
Yeah, that one certainly got caught up. A little bit of a tree kick there as well for Palm, and so this one's definitely chipping away at the scores of our card right now, or at least their scoring potential. Forehand here from Luke. Actually gets through. Rolls into the circle. Okay, then.
Yeah, so he's trying to limit to single bogey here now after scrambling through that fairway. Gets a good 4th shot off. Have an opportunity to get that bogey. Alden now has a chance to get up and down for his par. Not as pinched off as I thought he was.
Yeah, he gets through the gap, but kind of gets caught up on that second layer of trees that he had to fight through, and so certainly outside the circle. But we've seen him certainly either hit it or get very close in some of those steppers in that similar range.
Yeah, and with this elevated pin, that makes this one just a little bit more difficult to execute on that circle 2 look. Calvin, believe he's tall enough. He's going to tap that one in just fine.
Indeed, as that's a good pitch up as well there. To finish this one off, and here's that stepper that we've been seeing out of Alden. And some pretty good accuracy with it. We'll see if it can strike gold here again.
Save the par. Oh, just a bit low.
Great
right
hit,
on
though.
line.
Yeah, definitely gave it a good chance. So we now get over to Luke Samson. Oh, man.
And you hate to see that, man.
You really do.
That was a good putt.
It was hanging on there for a second, too. It gave you some hope, but unfortunately, it was out.
No reason he should be putting again there. But unfortunately, he is this time.
Yeah, they're going to give him the double there as we head over to hole 12. Another hole that got a little bit of a change this year, I believe, at the basket. Yeah,
I think the basket's pushed a little bit farther back. Right here on this crest that goes straight downhill into now you've got Mississippi.
Yeah, I miscalled the pond earlier on the front nine. If you didn't catch that one, that was not one of my finer moments when it comes to geography, but we did get there in the end. I'm on the south side of the Mississippi River down here on the Gulf Coast, so.
Yeah, it looks a little different down there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 348 feet here. You're going to have straight mid-ranges or straight fairway drivers on a hyzer stand-up. Paul Oman has done that pretty well there. He's going to have kind of a scary putt towards that drop-off, but there is usually enough room to stay in bounds. This is one of my favorite par 3s on the course here. Just a tight tunnel shot towards some water.
Yeah, definitely a very picturesque-looking hole for sure. I know that's something that Caleb's really kind of focusing on with some of the aesthetics this year. I know that they also got a lot of grass grown in this year as well, so looking real good.
Yeah, lots of rain everywhere really this year. But
oh my!
Here for sure. Look at the shot from Alden.
Whoo! Luckily stays away from the river. But, man, that looked like it was online for him. Oh, he's lost his flag.
Oh, man. Spot her down.
I mean, he could make it work. You know, just remove the stick, go straight to the flag. Still make it happen. Adapt and survive.
Luke is looking to adapt after that double bogey, but that is not going to be what he's looking for. Going to have a very difficult birdie look now. Has to decide if it's worth running it or not with this drop off.
Soft bid.
And yeah, I think his brain was saying run it, but his body was a little smarter and didn't quite let him.
Ooh, good stop there. Kind of realizing that stepper wasn't going to be as clean as he thought. Makes the adjustment. And there's never a bad stop in disc golf, is there? Oh, that one certainly paid off.
Yeah, it seems like that was a great one. Let's rewind that.
Yeah, another big stepper hit there for Alden Harris. As I guess we'll never know if there's a bad stop, right? Like, we'll just never know.
You'll never know. I know I feel good every time I stop.
It's probably a good reason for doing it, so yeah, probably for the best.
I know that birdie feels good for Alden. This is one of the, even though that drop-off's there, it's not really something you think about off of the tee. Yeah, usually you're throwing something that you don't think would reach that, just so you don't worry about it. So I'm sure he was surprised to get over it and then happy to be able to make that circle two look. Paul was closer than I thought. That's not really scary. He's just going to tap that one in.
Yeah, I actually heard Kale mention he might push the basket even further back. We'll have to see next year. So we jump back into things here. Another par 3. Pretty straightforward here.
Yeah, 330 feet, but low ceiling, so you're going to throw a faster disc than you typically would for 330. The main thing you notice on this hole when you walk up, though, is the tee pad, which was new to last year. Beautiful hardwood that was finished to be preserved in the outdoor weather.
Good use of pun, Nathan Queen. I like it.
And Paul Oman getting out of that low ceiling gap. Didn't quite get the turn you're looking for to park it, but he's just outside the circle, right on the edge, looking for his birdie.
I feel like this forehand's the more common play you see right-handed players go for. Even Calvin breaking it out here. Looks good.
Yeah, I think that is the ideal play for this one. Overstable fairway. You're not going to get a huge skip if you get it far enough out left. If you saw it off and are a little inside, then you might skip more than you want to and get inside these woods. And unfortunately, I was foreshadowing there, and Alden has jumped on into those woods on the right.
Call that the caster's curse. From the future.
Yeah, I didn't know that worked for post round.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, probably not, but. Well, did that disc go to. Okay, I was wondering where that thing went. I went through a wormhole there for a second, but just gets caught up here outside.
I'm going to be wanting to put this one close, not one you want a tester for par on. And that's kind of a tester. It's not really in that 25 range, but still more than you want for par on this hole.
And don't tune your set here. We are not in a nature documentary. This is still around. As Alden Harris was having to punch out of the wilderness there, but gets up.
Still clean.
Very true.
Not quite what he was looking for, but clean. Luke able to connect, get his par in there. He's battling through this round.
Meanwhile, Calvin looking for another birdie here to keep himself fighting near that top 5, and that'll tie him up in that 5th position. 3 for 4 here to kick off the back 9.
Yeah, even with the couple bogeys that he had on the front 9, he's still fighting to keep the lead on the card or tied with Paul for it.
Right.
No, Alden not far behind with a good scramble out of the woods there. And that leads us into hole 14, one that hasn't changed yet, and I don't believe it needs to. This is a very good par 4, 697 feet. You're teeing from quote-unquote OB and need to get across this path and over to the side that the basket's on. Distance isn't, you don't need a ton of distance off of this tee shot. It's more about not going into the woods on the right and making sure you don't fade into the cart path on the left. Calvin's going to get the distance as well as doing that.
Yeah, that looks like that was a fairway driver, and he still pumped that thing.
Yeah, he's got to be inside 200 feet. Let's check out Calvin's form here. See, his arm never really moves until that last step. He pulls his body in front of it and then just slingshots it through. Great distance form there, as you could tell.
Yeah, I feel like this is another one of the holes that really sticks out in my memory when I think about the preserve. Just something about the shape of the hole and the way it's laid out. Just for some reason, it always sticks with me.
Yeah, that's why I believe that's one of the reasons that Kel probably hasn't changed this one. It's just one of the iconic looking holes, you know. As soon as you see it, you know where it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that one fights out.
Yeah, pulled that just a little bit right, but does get back into the fairway. He'll be a bit farther back, maybe 340 feet or so.
Luke's going to bullet one down there as well. Looks to be on a pretty good line.
Yeah, that's a nice line. Look how fast that was going.
Yeah, definitely not shy about the power over there. Puts himself in a good position. Alden with a bit more work to do, but still manageable.
Yeah, this is one of the more difficult upshots that you can have on this one is when you're that far away. It's deceptively long, but as soon as you try to put enough on it to get past the deception, then you're 40 foot down the hill long.
Mm.
And he got just a bit too much turn on his. This is Paul, probably just outside 300 feet. Oh, good pull.
Yeah, and catching those like wood chips under the pin kind of slowed him down right in time. Really well done. Luke throwing something low speed here to try to get up and down, and that'll do just fine.
Oh, yeah. Had that distance dialed in nicely with that putter. And Calvin Wynn getting a hold of that one a little bit. Looks like he may have late released as well.
Mm-hmm.
After being probably close to inside 200 feet there. That's not quite what he was looking for on that upshot.
Yeah, it looks like the tailwind was kind of riding pretty well there. Just kind of knocked him down. Long birdie putt here and almost finds it. Right off the rim.
What a run.
Indeed it was. Had to settle for par, but a good attempt. Nonetheless, as Paul will take the birdie here. Again, he has still got a clean card. And he's one of those guys I didn't really know too much about because I feel like we don't really see him on the Pro Tour too often. But he's had some pretty good finishes so far this year. Always a threat in the Midwest and has a history here of doing well and off to a great start.
Yeah, and always fun to watch somebody with an interesting form like his.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing us to hole 15, 738-foot par 4. Another one that stayed pretty similar. You've got a little gap to hit with a low ceiling, high floor type feeling going on with this mound and then the branches hanging down. Once you get out of that, if you have the speed and make it over that, you should be able to get to about 350 feet or inside of that for your approach shot. There's one tree out in the middle of the fairway that if you get too far left, you'll have to, so Paul, from where he's at, won't be able to see the basket, but will have a one-angle hyzer into it.
This kind of reminds me of one of those holes out at Country Club. I can't think of the hole number, but it's like that similar uphill left fairway. Maybe it's a little shorter than what I'm talking about, but yeah, it has like a similar vibe to it.
The wind wreaking a lot of havoc on that disc, holding it over to the right. He didn't make it over that hill. Got some good distance, but it's going to have some funny or funky footing.
Oh, that one almost found a big tree hit, but does skate by. Makes it onto the fairway.
interesting misrelease from Calvin there, but like you said, does scoot by. And luckily, he's got the power now that he's out in the open. He can still probably reach this hole.
Yeah, very true.
And this is kind of the ideal shot here, nice and smooth. Maybe a little bit higher, so it got a little bit of skip. But great line from Alden there.
Yeah, it looks like Calvin's looking just to swing a big hyzer out wide around these trees and still try to approach the screen to get up and down for birdie. I think he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, maybe he meant to throw it over there.
We'll never know. All we know is that the scorecard is probably going to add another birdie to it.
Indeed it is. Alden looking to do the same thing here. He's probably got a small view of this basket. And puts it nicely up there inside the circle, 23 feet.
Absolutely. This grass almost as tall as Luke, man.
Luke looking like a wild animal over here in the tall grass.
He's not worried about it. Pumps that one down there. That looks great.
Yeah, gets a nice rip on that. He's going to be up there inside the circle as well, just inside of Alden.
Yeah, really well done. And now here's Paul Oman. It'll coast in there.
Yeah, a little bit too much power on that. We'll have a downhill putt for his birdie.
Looks like there's a little bit of a low ceiling in front of him as well here, making this tricky.
Yeah, and definitely got him on the low ceiling there. Tried to give it a little nose up for the lift. Not quite able to connect. That's one that he'll want back, as this is the second easiest hole on the course, averaging over a half stroke under par at 3.45. 62% of the field taking a birdie.
Looks like we should be seeing plenty of him here as well on our feature card, as Alden's already found his solid tailwind putt there. Luke skating in there as well. And I mean, as we saw earlier, Calvin was pretty much in the bullseye, so he should have no problems finding his birdie as well.
Yeah, and back-to-back birdies for Luke. Got to help him feel a little bit better about the round, although I know he's looking for a little bit more.
Indeed. Just a couple of holes left to go here in our opening rounds. We get the hole number 16.
Yeah, 402 foot. Another straightforward par 3 here, with the green, or this mound that the basket is on, being the tricky part of this hole. 400 foot hyzer into the green is the ideal play. Kind of hit that right side on a hyzer angle so the disc doesn't move too much.
Yeah, that turtleback green certainly can make things a little bit tricky as you're coming in. Luke hangs that one out pretty wide, but gets on the backside of the mound, actually.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be around circle's edge, maybe just outside. With that easy power, just pushing past 400.
What a nice problem to have. Wish I could have that
Sometimes.
problem. I'd take it at this point.
Yeah, me too.
So we're going to see Calvin here, swinging one out one wide as well. Just trying to use some gravity to get over there, and he also finds that backhand side, right in the circle.
Just inside, about the same line that Luke has. A few feet closer. Alden pulling this one out pretty wide. Gonna get a little skip back, but he may be in jeopardy of that tree having some low branches in his putt there.
And certainly an added factor to keep in mind as you're approaching this green. You're picking out that line in the sky here. Paul also going real wide here.
Yeah, he's got that more overstable flight where the disc moved back pretty quickly. He's going to be just inside the circle as well. Let's take a look at Paul's form here. Long legs, very big steps forward, but slow, keeping his body controlled. And right at the end, see that step and twisting on his heel, pulling his shoulder through at the same time, generating all that momentum very late.
I feel like he's definitely one of those players where if you just have a silhouette of him, you know exactly who it was by watching the form.
Definitely so. And Luke's face kind of said it there. That one's a little Hopefully he'll be not too far away to get his par.
Yes. Alden here right near the circle's edge, trying to see if he can fit another birdie here with the uphill putt. Man, that stepper of his has been on one today.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think that he means to hit that stepper left side because that's where they keep hitting and sticking. That gets him to 7 down now for the round, making a push late.
Just a little low there for Calvin. Have to settle for par on this one. And here's Paul. Another chance at birdie here. Had a heck of a round so far. Looking to keep it up.
Opportunity to take the solo lead on the card. Able to get it over top of the basket and into the chains, going to 8 under for the round now. Still clean, bogey free.
Yeah, chance at double digits by the end of this thing based on how he's been playing. Ooh. A little stumble there from Luke, but he gets it.
Yeah, nice par save, nice fall save. It's going to stay 2 down for the round now.
There's a little drop in there for Calvin as we head over to hole 17. And this is one on the get in your head a little bit, it feels like.
Yeah, 243-foot tunnel shot. And you're going to have some wind coming into play. Just depends on what type of day or what time of day you get there, what type of wind you're going to have. But straight putter shots, there's OB long of the basket. It's closest slightly to the right, maybe about 28 feet. Yeah. But if you throw your disc like this, you're not going to have to worry about that OB. But it looks like he might have a little bit of putting trouble with those branches over there.
Yeah, he's really liked that force over play for the straighter shots. It's worked out for him as Paul Oman also getting up there to that same left-hand side.
Yeah, and he may have pushed far enough to have a putt, but much shorter than his, and you're almost pitching up once you're to the left of those trees.
That's pretty from Luke.
Yeah, Luke.
Nice shot there, about 20 feet or so. Shouldn't have too much to deal with.
Yeah, caught the brakes nicely there to keep him close to the pin. Just Calvin left here to tee off.
And not quite making the gap there. Got a mean kick over to the left side. We'll have to see what type of... Oh, get to see a forehand roller here on this 243-foot par 3.
Always a scary situation to be in, but he's executed that perfectly. Oh, my.
So good.
Yeah, that is awesome. What's Paul got here? Well, apparently a birdie.
Yeah, he pushed just far enough to be in between those trees where he had a clean look. 2 nice putts in a row for him from just inside the circle.
Yeah, 3 for 4 on this last stretch that he's been on. So, again, great opportunity for double digits to end his round. Probably puts him on lead or chase card for round 2 at this point. You'd have to imagine.
18 is an eagle opportunity.
True.
So he could possibly get 2 strokes to finish.
Very true.
And able to pick up another birdie, get to 3 down for his round now. Alden looking for the turkey.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit of a wind check there, but had a great tee shot. Has to straddle out a little bit here, but still has a pretty open look at this. Would keep him well within the top 10. And that'll do. Turkey here.
Yeah, no problem there. And that's about what you expect to see on that hole, I think. Just kind of one miscue off of the tee. But hole 18, par 5, 942 foot. Like I said, eagle opportunity for these guys that throw that 500. Water carry off of the tee. You can kind of pick your poison on how far you want to go. You can throw about 300 feet if you want on that shortest corner. All of these guys are going to push more of the 400-foot mark of the water carry and then kind of fade off to the left.
And definitely a fun finishing hole that can, have a lot of scoring opportunities, but still provide some difficulty.
And it looks like Alden is going for the birdie play here, as he doesn't really force that one to go too far. I don't think he'll be in attack position for the green from there.
Just a straight shot here from Paul Oman. Definitely has some legs to it. Gets well over the quarter.
Carries the water pretty far. He's more towards the center of the fairway, where if he wants to get aggressive, he has an opportunity.
Ooh, big shot here from Luke. It looks overturned.
Way too overturned. He's going to be going to the drop zone now, which, like we were talking about earlier, isn't necessarily a spot to save an easy par.
No, not at all. And Calvin playing out towards this right-hand side, fighting the wind, but making it way up there, it looks like.
And what a smash. This is 550 feet or so. That's just incredible shot. He's well in position to go across the water and only has eagle in his mind.
Absolutely. So we see this drop zone shot here from Luke Samson, making what he can out of the situation.
Yeah, he gets up there pretty well and has an opportunity to get over this second stretch of water now to get his par. Alden is playing that layup shot now. So Paul looks to be getting pretty aggressive here. He's going for the green.
Looks like he's got plenty of power on it to get there. Oh yeah.
Oh, and had just the right amount of power. He puts it pin height, just about 20 feet, maybe inside of that away for his eagle look.
Speaking of eagle looks, we got Calvin Heimburg looking for his here. Lots of progress off the tee. And that second shot will get a beautiful roll to the pin.
And the wind just pushing the disc right over to it. Almost parked for the eagle, just outside the bullseye.
Wow. Certainly could sell that the wind was kind of ripping based on that flag off the top of the basket. So definitely,
yeah, it definitely seems to be moving pretty well. And Luke, he's left that out. He was waiting for that wind to push it back, and it never quite did. He's going to have a long circle 2 look for his par. Alden, after playing the layup shot, throwing across the water for his birdie opportunity, and he's found circle 1 as well.
Yep, so now we get to the putting green here. Luke looking to see what he can do here from outside the circle. Gonna come up short, unfortunately. An up and down day for Luke Samson, but still in the mix here as we get to Alden. Just a little high.
And this is playing as a par 5. This did play as the easiest hole on the course today at a 4.43. We're actually 19 eagles.
Wow.
19 people able to card the 3 on this one. Calvin getting one of them right there. One of the if this played as a par 4, however, it would be the second most difficult hole on the course.
Fair enough.
So kind of one of those exciting finishes holes, as
Mm-hmm.
you might need an eagle to get the win to finish. So
Yeah, I kind of like that. It kind of lets you take fate in your own hands if you need a big score to like jump up a couple of spots, or you can just play it safe for birdie or par if you need it. So
yeah, it's a pretty neat setup. You can get your birdie, but it might not be enough. So pretty cool finishing hole here. And we saw a couple eagles with Paul Oman getting one to finish and put him 11 down for the round.
yeah, it's going to tie him up for 5th place and should put him on our chase card for round number 2 as Calvin Heimburg right outside of that at 9 under par. Take a look at the leaderboard here. You can see we had several players hitting double digits to kind of top out the charts. And indeed, Paul Oman will join us tomorrow, along with Ezra Aderhold and James Conrad. So should be a fun card tomorrow. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. And again, a big thank you to our Patreon supporters who help make this all possible. Be sure to follow and subscribe so you can catch the rest of our coverage here for the Preserve Championship. And again, I'm Dustin Mouret, and joining me is Nathan Clean. And again, had a great time covering this with you, man.
Yeah, it was fun. We should see a little bit cooler weather tomorrow, so excited to see what different weather conditions bring.
Yeah, should have a great chase card for you tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that. And until next time, catch you soon.